China and Pakistan on Saturday marked various foundation understandings to lift collaboration on the $46 billion China-Pakistan economic corridor, including for the improvement of the key Gwadar port, in front of the two-day Belt and Road Summit here. The settlements were marked within the sight of Pakistan Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and Chinese Premier Li Keqiang in front of the greatly promoted Belt and Road (B&R) Forum starting tomorrow. The settlements manage expanding reciprocal participation inside the structure of China's aspiring Silk Road extent, redesigning the primary railroad track amongst Karachi and Peshawar, alluded to as ML1 or Main Line 1, and a move for the foundation of a dry port in Havelian, Radio Pakistan announced. 3 understandings were marked relating to monetary and specialized collaboration worth 3.4 billion yuan. About $490 million for the vital Gwadar port in southern Pakistan and East Bay Freeway, a 19-kilometer controlled get-to-street under development in Gwadar. Sharif, the main head of government to be spoken to at the B&R summit, is driving maybe the biggest assignment to Beijing, 4 boss clergymen and 5 elected pastors. After the MOAs and ascensions were marked, Chinese President Xi Jinping revealed to Sharif that the respective ties remain a need for China, and Beijing was eager to advance the all-climate key and helpful organization with Pakistan. On the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, CPC, a piece of the B&R activity, Xi said the supplementary ventures in and around the Gwadar port in the unsettled Balochistan region ought to be consistently best in class, and the review on the development of mechanical stops along the haul encouraged. The profound water port and the Keqiang is of hugeness to China as they together encourage Beijing's entrance to the Arabian Sea and resultantly joins it with Eurasia and Africa. The Gwadar port inverse the Mumbai's port lodging the Indian Navy's Western Maritime Order gives a billet to China in the Arabian Sea and to the Indian Ocean. China has officially declared arrangements to station its Marines there also in Djibouti and Horn of Africa in Indian Ocean. India restricts the Keqiang as it goes through the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Over the most recent couple of days, China attempted to mitigate India's emotions by affirming that the business haul won't have any effect on its stand that the Kashmir issue ought to be settled by India and Pakistan through discourse. In any case, India is not going to the prominent B&R summit. It stresses over a 3,000 kilometers long venture interfacing the Gwadar port and Keqiang come from the reality Gwadar, which was assumed control by the Chinese, will turn into a future maritime base. Amid his meeting with Sharif, Xi focused on that long-haul making arrangements for the haul ought to be finished at the earliest opportunity and participation programs covering vitality, transportation framework and individuals' employment ought to be advanced. The 2 nations ought proceed with abnormal state trades, as well as increment connections between governments, authoritative bodies and political gatherings, Xi was cited as saying by China's state-run Xinhua news office. He said the 2 nations ought to fortify participation on zones including hostile to psychological warfare and security, and improve coordination on significant global and provincial undertakings. Xi said China needs to develop participation with Pakistan under the structure of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Sharif said Pakistan will keep on cooperating with China under multilateral systems, for example, the United Nations and the SCO, to add to security and advancement in the area and past. He said the China-Pakistan kinship is strong and focused on that it was a national accord to develop ties with Beijing and partake in the B&R activity. Pakistan will work with China in effectively executing different tasks identified with the Keqiang and consistently pushing forward the collaboration on vitality and framework development, including the Gwadar port venture, he said. Pakistan completely backings China's vision of the Belt and Road Forum, Sharif said at a different meeting with Premier Li. Pakistan considers China its most profitable companion, he stated, including that the interest of the main clergymen of all the 4 Pakistani regions at the B&R discussion meant that we are each of the one for the achievement of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, he said. He reaffirmed Pakistan's dedication for the finishing of early outcomes under the CPEC. Pakistan's Minister for Planning and Development Asnik Iqbal, who is in charge of the CPEC, in the interim told state-run app that on the motivation of Sharif's visit to Beijing additionally included arrangements to assemble an airplane terminal and turnpike in Gwadar,